been the answer. That would have been an answer, put it into the risk register. Because that's a risk. It may or may not impact. We don't have that. The question gave you confusion. Risk management plan only have how to manage the risk. It has nothing to do with that stakeholders coming or going. It has how to manage the risk exposure of the organization, hours, seeker, probability, and impact definition. So that tricked you, most of the people. So A is the right answer in this particular question. If the risk register was an option, it would have been that answer. It's not a issue yet. It's not an issue yet, Ali Habib. I agree with you, but it can become an issue, and we don't have a risk register as an option. That's why I'm saying if the risk register was an option, it would have been an answer. With these options, A become the best answer. Now, this is one of the things you select the answer with the options you have. Not what if. Don't do what if scenarios. With the options, what you have. You agree on this, that risk management plan is not the answer, right? So the next best thing becomes issue. I hope that makes sense to you guys. If you still disagree with me, talk to me. The purpose of this coaching call is to clarify these concepts through discussions so that we can understand the reason behind this, why this was this or not. Okay, let's solve the next question. Who raised that? Jamil?
Jamil, yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's a 3-line, so I'd rather read the whole question. Yeah. So project's statement of work requires that the project will be delivered in 9 months. The project manager believes that the timeline is not realistic. What should the project manager do? Options: A, involve the change control board in the perform integrated change control process. Submit a written request to the project sponsor for additional resource and budget. Meet with the subject matter experts and the project sponsor to set expectations. Negotiate a new timeline with the project sponsor. Okay, so the thing I would say is first involve the change control board. Is when change control board happens when you have that change control process form and all has to be filled. It has to be delivered, right? So I would eliminate A. Okay, then submit a request to the project sponsor for additional this thing. Point B could be an option. Okay, meet with the subject matter experts and project sponsor to set expectations. No, the thing is the time has already been set, so I can't change it. So I would do this thing, negotiate a new timeline with the project sponsor. I would say that is also a possible thing. So whenever there in project management, when there is a conflict, so at this point in time, I believe there is a difference of opinion between the project manager and the expectation. So I would rather go and negotiate a new timeline with the sponsor. So I would vote D.
Okay. Now the thing is that the question says that procurement or a project statement of work, that we cannot work between that, right? Now we know that requires that a project to be delivered in timeline. We know that the timeline is not realistic. Now that procurement statement, project statement of work has said that project statement of work, that is statement of work, that becomes the baseline, that becomes a part of the baseline, not procurement. Sorry, I misread it. That said that we need to complete that. It has, if it is said that, what is the problem? You are going directly to negotiate with the project sponsor. Why don't you take your subject matter expert and why don't you meet with them, explain with them that, okay, this is the problem. Whenever the problem occurs, you really identified a very beautiful way. Whenever the problem occur, we have to handle conflict in a proper way. We have to discuss with them. We have to handle a conflict management. I agree with you. Totally respect and agree with you. But what is the way, first way we do that? We discuss with the people, with the or not with only the sponsor. Going only a sponsor for negotiate with the timeline. Why? What you are gonna do? I want to increase the timeline. Why don't you take talk also with the subject matter expert? These things are there that can affect. Like, okay, I really love the way when you put it A as the answer elimination, then submit a return request to sponsor. Why we need additional resources? We don't know that with the resources we can do. We don't, there is no information in the question that says, okay, we can do with that. There is no information. Now negotiate a new timeline. How much timeline you need? How much, if the question said we needed 4 weeks, Jamil, do you have any information that the question says we need 4 more weeks, 6 more weeks? No,
Okay.
right?
So subject matter expert is a better
That matters.
option.
No, this word is a most important thing. The word you are missing, their expectations are not right.
Okay.
It's not realistic. Please understand the wording of the options. This is very actually interesting thing, especially in the questions which have long options. Normally what we do, we read the half option and we move to the next one. Slow down, read the entire option and then work with that. A very important thing that we need to do. C is the right answer. I was canceling it because you were saying it. C is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right answer. Anyone who disagrees with what I am saying, please do discuss with me. I would love to have an argument with you. Okay. Next up question. Okay. Pass it.
Okay. What should the project manager do? During project execution, the team find that changes must be made to a component sourced from an outside supplier. The component is being used in the project. What should the project manager do? Meet with the component supplier to discuss the product warranty. Review the contract term and the procurement management plan. List the potential risks that would result from the change. Process a change request to modify the project management plan.
This is an interesting question.
So A would not be a correct answer because will not directly go with the we will not directly go with the component supplier and meet with any discussion. So A will not be the right answer. For the B, review the contract terms and procurement management plan. Okay, so this is something we are talking about execution. So we may or may not, we may consult the management plan. So that would be an option. Okay, list the potential risk that would result from the change. Okay, so this will the risk management will be a part of where we have procured the item, but it would be answered, but not
Answer.
now. So C would not be the correct answer. So we'll eliminate C. Process a change request to modify the project management plan. So D can be a potential answer. So I'll read once again. Find a change must be made. Must be made to component source from other. The component is being used in the project. What should So yeah, so I think D will be a correct answer because we should process because team will be finalizing the things. So we should proceed a change request to modify the project management plan, and then we'll move ahead.
Okay. Now, a very important thing. First of all, someone put the answer directly in the question. Please, one put answers to me. What was the problem in the question?
Sorry.
What was the problem in the question?
Problem was like, okay.
Just let me answer it yourself. Was the problem in the project management plan? Was there anything in the plan that we needed to update? You raised the change request. I respect that. But you raised the change request to update the project management plan. The problem was, if you look at there, the problem was during execution, team find change must be made to a component source from outside supplier. Now there's a component I am getting from someone that is a problem or there's a change I need to do. The component is being used in the project. We are using it. What should we do? There's a problem in the component I am getting from outside.
Okay.
Right?
So
now, the component is not damaged. The component is not damaged, but it needs to be changed. We don't know. The question does not say it is damaged. The question does not say it is not good. The question only says that we need to change. It may be our problem.
So
Maybe our problem. So why? You see, Basit, don't answer me directly, immediately, and change your answers. Sometimes I'm just talking to you, confuse you.
Okay.
Guys, this is for everyone. When you select an answer, be on your ground now. You select an answer because of a justification. So stay on that justification. Never change your answer because someone said so. So what? They can be wrong. I can be wrong. I told you yesterday I was solving a new simulator questions. I got 70% right, which means 30% of the time I was wrong. Am I human? We can be wrong. Stay on your ground. You give the justification. Stay on that. This happens whenever I start talking about that. 90% of the time students change their answer. Don't change the answer. Mostly I'm just playing with you. Okay. Basit, coming back to your questions. This time I'm not playing. So coming back to your question, the question says that there's a component. Let's say I ordered 100 of these tea mug. I find out I need to change it because of XYZ reason. What should I do? Should I change? According to you, I should change my plan. How that is going to help me?
Okay.
How every answer should be that this was a problem. I did this. It solved my problem. In this question, how it solved your problem?
It doesn't solve the problem actually.
So why you select it?
Okay.
No. Tell me. I want
because no, so I thought like we'll process a change request to modify the project management plan in this case because the component is not correct, so that we process the change request and then we'll go with the supplier and talk with them.
Like you go to the supplier, but you are updating. That is okay. What you think, but what you updated actually, you updated a plan. That your plan has a problem. You need to update that. That's a straightforward no as an answer. That's wrong. Now tell me.
Yeah. So C still will not be an correct answer. I will go with B. I'll review the contract terms. So what will be the
Bingo. The first thing you need to see what was agreed in the contract.
Yes.
How I can do that. And in addition to that, look at the procurement plan that will tell you if you want to change something, what is a procurement phase. It's not a yeah. Yes, Basu.
Actually, I had a go with B, but when I saw change request, then I thought like it's a kind of change.
It's a false gold. It's not a true gold. It's a false gold.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so this timer also gives kind of.
There's a reason I asked my team to put a timer there because it plays here. Jamil, it has nothing to do with the risk. We need to solve the problem. We already know the problem is there. Listing it as a potential risk, it does not give anything. Everything is a risk as a general if we look into that. Okay, but how we are going to solve it? We need to know that thing. Okay. Okay. Atisam, you have a question or you want to solve a question?
Sorry, I just want to discuss this option
Yes.
D. Like if we see from the change management perspective, like the first thing is to change, request the change, and then the PM will see if that change should be accepted or not. So reviewing the contract terms should be after raising the change
I agree.
request. No.
I agree. I agree. But are we changing something there? In option B, we are just checking what are the contract terms. The project manager is checking just the contract term. And from there, he can tell that whether the change is important or not. By looking at the plan, if you just look at the option, such a beautifully crafted review. Review. What does the review mean? Read it. Have a look at it. That's a normal thing. I want to return iPhone to the company. What I need to see? Read the terms. What are the terms of the contract? How I can do that? And then if you need the change for that, then you raise the change. Then you raise the change. Right? Does that make sense?
I'm still confused about this one because the change request is raised by the team members, right? Then it comes under the notification of the project manager that they needs to change this component.
We don't need a change request to tell the project manager. We don't need a change request to tell the project manager that this needs your attention. No, 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 no. We don't need that. He's there. He will look at everything. Everything is project manager is doing. Please have that thing in your mind. I understand in your projects, you need to have a proper procedure to talk to the project manager. In here, we just need to tell the project manager, everything project manager looks himself. It's not like that we need project manager in order to look at a document, he need a change request. No. The change request is not for project manager. Change request is for sponsor. That's something that the sponsor or the change control board has approved. For that, you need a change request because they approved it. Otherwise, you are updating stakeholder register. You are updating issue log. Why do you need a change request there? Right?
Okay. Yeah. Now I got it. Now I got it.
You will solve the next question, but wait, let me talk to Vakas. Yes, Vakas, you have a confusion? Vakas, Alim, you raise your hand. No? You have a confusion? Guys, if you raise your hand,
Hey,
talk.
hello.
Yes.
Yes, I was just now I understand now, but I was thinking it is a deliverable, basically a component which is a deliverable, and if there is a change in the deliverable, we have to
That's
make a change request.
you always do, but as I explained to him, first let
No.
yeah. Yeah, Basit, you have to add something.
Sir, I want to ask, like, let's suppose we don't have the review content terms and procurement management plan in that option in this question. Let's suppose.
Then
Now,
then D would be an answer.
then
D.
they would be answered. But sir, still, I want to ask, like, so project management plan, we directly go and we raise, our team will raise a change request
Change
and
request,
directly go to.
that's a request now that we want to whatever the plan. For that purpose, we do that. Now, with the one change request, you can update everything. Okay.
So
Yeah.
if B would not be there, then D would
Then
be a
B could
good
have
answer.
been. What if? This is what if
No,
scenario.
of course, but yeah, sure. Thank you, sir.
No, Suhail, unmute yourself. The question does not say the component is defected. How you can say that the component is defected? Suhail, Mohammed Suhail, justify how you say that the deliverable or a confirmed defect is component.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Because the teams has confirmed
How
the
very
team
good.
they found the change.
How you can say it's a defect? A defect is a big thing. The team just found that they need to change. It's not a defective piece. If it was a defective piece, we could have gone with a warranty. But where it is written, it's a defect. Where it is, Everyone else, please mute yourself. Yes, where it is written, Sohail. Please don't assume, brother, anything. What is not written in the question, don't assume. Solve the question with the knowledge. Don't assume. Etasam?
Right, but my answer was B, to review the contract terms first to go to the
Oh, that's
supplier
okay.
for any change.
That's okay. I'm not talking about your answer. I'm talking about what you put as a justification. Already a confirmed defect. That's what. Because answer is one thing, brother. You will not get discussion in the exam. Understanding. That is more important. That's why.
But I correlate with the terms and conditions. Terms and
Yeah,
conditions, the contract with the supplier, that should be reviewed. Yeah.
yeah, that's okay. But understanding is very important. Okay, Tasam, next question.
Yeah.
Okay. A
After this,
project is
Salim, you will solve the question after this. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Uh, yeah.
okay. So a project is in the execution phase when the project manager needs to assign new resource to the project team. What should the project manager do to ensure the team works effectively and meet project's requirements on time? Okay, so the first one is create library services that can be freely accessed. This one doesn't it's not related to a new team member inclusion. Conduct a brainstorming session with the team to ensure alignment with project goals. Uh,
Yes.
Conduct a brainstorm with the team to ensure alignment with project goals. Yes, could be incorporate skills development as part of project work. No, it's not related to the new team member. Monitor team cohesiveness and implement lesson learned. Yes, that could be an answer because its team is in the forming stage where he needs to monitor the team. I think I would go with the answer D, where the new team member is there and then they are working together. So he needs to monitor the cohesiveness for some time till they get aligned and work on the project.
Brother, what was the problem in the question?
What should the project do to ensure the team work effectively and meet?
You
So it's
only,
like
you only solved this thing, not this one. And secondly, why you are implementing lesson learn? Which lesson? Which lesson you learned from here? Which lesson you learned from there? How yet Sam you eliminated this option?
because incorporate skill development as a part of project. That is something like when you are
What do you
uh,
skill? What is skill? Emotional intelligence is a skill. Communication is a skill. Decision taking is a skill.
yes,
Why you are taking technical skills as the only skill? Everything we studied in that how to handle the conflict is a skill. Working with the team is a skill. Here you are monitoring team cohesiveness. That is not a forming stage. In forming stage, you are directing team member. You don't monitor in forming stage. Even if you consider this as a forming stage, how it can be monitored team cohesiveness? And somebody said that conduct a brainstorming with the team to ensure alignment with the project. It is just a vague option. What it has to do with this? It's a vague option. Alignment with the project goal. How the team is ensuring that, yeah. It has nothing to do with that. We need to develop the team. The question is straightforward for developing the team, working with the team. We need to train the team. In other words, we identify the training skill required by the team and we fulfill the end throughout the project. We fulfill that throughout that project. Try to understand the questions. They are hard. I actually spent a good amount of time in the break to find the questions which will be some painful for you guys. I want to give that pain to you so that you start using brain. Start trying to, instead of whatever comes in your mind, answer no, 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 no. We need to go down of that. We need to solve the question. We need to understand the context. We need to see nuances of the questions, how the question is being operated, not just what first thing coming to my mind. Understand the question, understand the problem, try to solve the problem. Problem need to be solved. Whenever you are selecting the option, you need to justify, okay, this thing solves my problem. Please understand, time management is not a problem in the exam. If you are prepared good, if you understand this thing, I don't want to say it, but let me put it. Even if you do 160 question in the exam, you will still pass the exam. If you do 160 right questions, even 20 questions are missed because of time. If you use the logic elimination technique properly, I told you guys, one of my student, her name I don't actually remember. Yeah, her. She was only able to do 130 questions. She was doing exam from home in India, and there was an internet problem that they canceled her exam. They stopped her exam, and she checked the result. She got all above target, which means she has done almost all the questions right. You don't have to be right so many times in PMP. Please understand the context of the question. Don't let this timer tick, 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 tick gets best of you. Most of you are trying to get answer very fast. Yes, brainstorming is a PMI term, but what it has to do? This is a classical question. They put the brainstorming, and you stop your brain. Okay, that is the answer. Let's select it. Why? Why? How is that solving the problem? This is not the problem of that the vision is not set here. I hope, guys, this makes sense to you. Let's give the question to someone. Where Nidhi go? Nidhi, are you with? No, I said yes. Sudhu? Sudhu, tum to hona there. Sudhu? Or Sudhu also left? Ah, Sudhu is there. Sudhanshu? Sudhu? No, Vivek, not. I'm not asking you. Sudhu, would you like to solve? I guess. Vakas? Vakas Alim. Vakas Alim, your question.
Yes. What should the project manager do? A project manager is assigned a new multinational project. This is the first time that the project manager will be working with the team members from different countries. What should the project manager do? Develop an awareness of local customs with the understanding that the culture is learned. Access the company's culture sensitivity courses of business professionals and obtain passing grades. Decline the project until given the opportunity to learn more about the countries involved with the project. Meet virtually with the team members from the various countries and ask them directly how to be sensitive to their needs. Yeah, okay. This is multicultural and diversity is involved here basically. Uh, so develop an awareness for local customs for understanding that the culture is learned. Access the company's cultural sensitivity courses for business obtain passing grade. Decline the project until given the opportunity to learn more about it. Meet virtually with the team members of various directly. So here the project manager definitely will ask the team members to have their to get the diversity to learn the diversity of the people from different countries. A and D would be can be the answer, but
yes, and
D, I would be going with the D. Meet virtually with the team members from various countries and ask them directly how to be sensitive to their needs.
So you went to D. How did you eliminate option A?
A, yeah, A.
How you eliminate?
And,
You are saying A and D. So you finally
yes,
went
yes.
with D. How you were able to eliminate A?
Because he is asking, he's explaining to his team or that what would be the needs and how the culture would be there. Um,
Okay. So how do you get that this is a virtual project?
yeah, this is another thing. Okay, okay.
You are working in a multinational project yourself. Is it a
Mhm.
virtual project?
No, no.
And how you selected it's a
Develop develop an awareness. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
you
Yeah.
need to understand the awareness of that.
Uh-huh.
You
Yes,
need to
yes, yes.
understand the awareness of that.
Awareness of the
Mm.
customers.
Yeah, for example, I am working uh, I'm in Dubai. So if I go to Saudi, the culture is entirely different. Understanding
Yes.
the awareness of how those cultures are. If I go to India, India is the most secular country, but but it's such a beautiful country. When you move from one state to another, entire state has a different culture, right? So you need
Yes,
to know the
yes.
nuances of each thing. Same goes to like let's say in Pakistan, if we go to the some of the areas where very religious as compared to the big cities. It's entirely different. Within state to state, you need to understand the sensitivity nature of the culture. Okay. So this is very important to understand. Again, just like the last question, the question never mentioned the virtual. We assume that a multinational has to be virtual. In Dubai, every project is a multinational. Okay. Every project is a multinational. Yes, Basit.
Sir, there was a key term where it says like the team members are from different countries, right?
Hmm.
So if they are from different countries, so they will, I mean, meet virtually with the team members from the various countries. So then the D
Where are you?
option
Where are you?
right now I'm in United States.
United States. Are you meeting with the people from different states in the United States virtually, or are you meeting them daily?
No, so we have meetings on virtual
So
like team.
mostly the people living in the United States, some from Pakistan, some from Bangladesh, some from Sri Lanka. Is it compulsory they have to be virtual? How do you know that? How you like again? I said it before. Why you are assuming that the question is of virtual?
So
Why
the
you are
keyword
no? It's a
keyword is
multinational. It's a multinational from different countries. Can't they be working in the same project? I don't think
okay.
so. It has to be virtual. It can be, but we don't have any information. Meet virtually with the team members from the various country. Ask them directive how to sensitive to their needs. You need to understand the culture.
Okay.
You need to understand the culture, how the culture is working.
So the
So
A will be good.
culture awareness is a very important thing that we need to do. Culture awareness. Okay. Who was the third person who raised hand? By okay. Who would like to solve the question? Umar, Muhammad Umar, please. Muhammad Umar, please unmute yourself and solve the question. Your mic was working perfectly fine. Muhammad Umar, please unmute yourself and solve the question. Yes, you join the coaching call for one purpose, to understand how to solve the question. Please join, please solve the questions. I request you. Suhail, have you solved any question? Suhail, Muhammad Suhail, please solve it.
Which technique should the project manager use to help the company make this evaluation? Okay. The owner of a consulting company initiates a project to expand the number of services the company provides. The company has a competitive advantage, outstanding expertise, and an excellent reputation. The execution team wants to evaluate and rank criteria such as uncertainty and evaluation regarding the addition of these new services. Which technique should the project manager use to help the company make this evaluation? So here they're asking, they have to evaluate the criteria for uncertainty. Okay, cause and effect diagram. Okay, that is the way to represent the effect. So I will eliminate this one. Forecasting. So multi-criteria decision analysis. Multi-criteria decision. Executive wants to evaluation. Multi-criteria decision analysis. Assessment matrix.
Yes.
So I will go with option C because they have different expertise. So there will be multi-criteria decision analysis.
Hmm. Well done, sir. It's the right answer. Very well done. Now, the key thing that was need to looked here, that there were multiple things we need to see what are there. And when you are comparing that, it was not a problem to be solved. Risk matrix has nothing to do. Forecasting is basically when you are looking for the future. So this question has nothing to do with that. The right answer become multi-criteria. Very well answered, sir. Proud of you. Okay, next question. Who will solve? Prem, can you try?
I can try, yeah. Project manager is assigned to a new project. The client has started that project, originated from the ideas and assumption generated by the client's business partner. What should the project manager do to understand the project objective? So it is generated from ideas, assumption created by client's business partner. Okay. Gather the first-hand information from business partner. Okay, that is one of the things. Meet the stakeholders and documentation their feedback in the project charter. Meet with the stakeholders and document their feedback in the project charter. Okay, define the problem to solve by the project. Define the problem to be solved by the project objectives. Communicate the idea assumption at high level to the stakeholders. Okay, gather the first-hand information from the business partner, since the project has already been assigned, and what should the project manager do to understand project objectives? Okay, and the client's project. Okay, project has already started, so I don't think the information needs to be gathered from the business partner. There should be a business, I mean, the project objective in place. That is, the project charter should be in place. So meet with the stakeholders and documentation, and meet with the stakeholder and document their feedback in the project charter. Okay. The project charter is already there, so define the problem to be solved by the solver.
Good question.
Meet with the stakeholder and document their feedback in the project charter. So I don't know if this would solve the problem, because he just wants to understand the project objectives and define the problem to be solved by the project objectives. So either B or C should be I mean, from B and C, one of them could be the answer. And
So which will be your final answer? Go with any answer. You need to, you can only select one answer. No? Prem, just make a
I'll go with C. Yeah.
No. Okay, now this was a very interesting question, a little bit, I would say, more tricky. Why the C is not the answer? What should the project manager do to understand the project objective? Now, we want to understand the objective of the project. We already know the problem. We have defined that. That's why how you know that you want to know that. There's already a problem that is stated. So I do disagree with that document, their feedback in the project charter. I do disagree with that. Like we cannot document the feedback in the project charter. It has to be project documents or something. But otherwise, the first part becomes the better answer. Meeting with the stakeholder and understanding with that thing. C can never be the answer because we already defined that. Community D is not an answer. Gather first-hand information from business partner. Okay, why it is not the answer? The client has stated that the project originated from ideas and assumption by, no, the information is already there from the business partners. So meeting with the stakeholders make more sense. So some questions can be like this. A is the better answer, but this part has to be this thing. Yeah. People who are giving option A as the answer. Vasi, why do you think A is the answer?
So it says a project manager is assigned, and as per my understanding, when the project charter is developed, then the project manager is usually assigned. He can be part of the business team and everything, but actually when he assigned, so when it says in option B that feedback in the project charter, it cannot be the case because you can give your feedback before the project charter as a project manager. Then define the problem solving to be solved by the project objective. They're not talking about the problem here in the C. Communicate the ideas and assumptions at the high level to the stakeholders. So what he's looking for is to gather the objectives. And in the question, they clearly told us that the idea of this project originated through assumptions generated by the client's partners. So to understand better, he should be goes to them, ask them the questions, and get first-hand knowledge to understand. Project charter is individually, if there is a project charter, then that should be the answer. Ideally, he should be contacted the project charter, but feedback thing is not like making sense.
I also disagree with that. Yeah, you are right. You are right. But again, option A, they have already given their feedback. So understanding that would be interesting. Okay. For now, the answer marked is B, but it's also not a right an option. I'll ask. Okay, let's go to the next question. Sometime it happens. Faryal, would you like to solve the question? Faryal?
Yes, Amer.
Please
Yeah,
solve.
I would try. Yeah.
Please.
What should the project manager do? Team members express frustration because their functional manager does not listen to their opinions. They seem reluctant to devote themselves to the remainder of the project. Demonstrate support for the team by discussing their goals and beliefs. Break the remaining work into smaller tasks and divide the task among the team. Ask the team to prioritize the tasks remaining in the project. Discuss the team concern with the functional manager. Team members express frustration from the functional manager.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say Discuss the team concern with the functional manager
Hmm. And what-
because
okay.
um, the team has to be motivated. I mean, to complete any type of task that we are going to give them.
Hmm.
Frustration will prevent them from performing any type of task given to them up to the required level.
Hmm.
So the functional manager has to be aware first that his team has a problem, has an issue,
Hmm.
and if they can't express themselves to him, the project manager must be able to do so.
So why not A?
But this is not a question of their goals or belief. They are not. Someone is not listening to them. It's not. We are not putting their goals and belief in question.
Okay.
They are already motivated to do the job, but it is a communication problem.
That's a very good point out. Why, Sam, you think option A?
Because here the project manager is not like a HR, so like he needs to get his work done, so he need to motivate the team, and then because it's between the functional manager and the team that their manager doesn't listen to them. So
But
that's my concern.
yeah,
So
but
my point.
as a servant leader, don't we need to solve their problem?
Yes, we need to, but like it's something they need to talk to their manager, like a project manager. If a project manager goes on their behalf, that would be a little bit of conflict of interest or something like that.
It's not like fighting with them. But don't you think if there's a problem between the team members, maybe the project manager can facilitate and work with that? What do you say?
I mean, yes, it can facilitate, but like if there's a multiple functional managers, then he have to go to every functional manager
No,
for that, and it's not like that the functional manager is stopping them from doing his work.
Okay, that I agree with the justification basically Faryal gave, and the reason was the same, that we need to work with the team, how to do into that. Okay, guys, let's play another different form of the coaching call. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna divide you into how many people are? Okay, 4 breakout room. I send the questionnaire at the batch 8 group.
We put A. Why? Because we have to assess the issue, why it was happened. Then we can put in the register or in the.
Tell me the steps
Yes.
of the steps we discussed for issue. If a issue happen, what are the steps?
Identify the issue.
What? Yes. Okay.
Then put in the issue register, issue log.
Stop here. What is happening here? You are documenting that now. That is here. That's what the step says. That's what the step says. Then after that, you look at why it was wrong, the root cause of analysis. After that is the next step. After this, right? You missed the step.
Right.
Okay, you got your answer. Okay, anyone who got the another question, the second question wrong, they can raise their hand. Otherwise, I'm going forward. D is the answer for that one. Okay. Third question. This was the third question. Yeah, we are not on YouTube. I don't have to lag. So D is the answer for everyone. If anyone has another answer, they can ask me. D is the answer. Okay. D is the answer for the question number 3. Question number 4. If anyone has a different answer as compared to 4, please you can.
Amer, for question number 3, we had a different answer. Can you go
Why
back?
you are not speaking up? Prototype to get the feedback from the customer, so that we can know what is
It is maybe iterative, maybe that is iterative.
iterative, but the I am just answering this thing. What
Yeah,
value
yeah.
the prototype provide? For the purpose of prototype is to get a feedback. So let's me read the question. Is a company, its latest project involves creating a mobile app for online training. So we are making an app. The project manager decide to build a prototype. The question says, what is the purpose value prototype provide? Allow the marketing to show the product? Nah. Provide the customer with a preview of that? No. The project manager shouldn't do the prototype? No. It's the only thing here. These should be the answer, right? So what was the confusion here, team? Why you made this option wrong? This is the straightforward thing. The purpose of the prototype is to get the feedback. So what was the confusion here, Deepa?
We got confused with the, with the prototype is like a minimum viable product, which will give a preview is what we.
No. Minimum viable product is a different thing. The question says prototype. Prototype can be like if you have to make a million product, the first product you make before making a million. That's a prototype.
Okay.
The design you make before making the real thing, that's a prototype. The car that is behind me, the robot that is behind me, before building the complete robot, before building a real Lamborghini, that can be a prototype. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we
Thank you.
need to answer that. Okay. Yeah. Prototype is the answer. Guys, please little bit more proactiveness from your side. If your question is wrong, immediately tell this, my question is wrong. Okay, question number 5, a long question talking about the different type of communication, verbal, written, formal, written, verbal, formal, verbal. The right answer was formal, written. Anyone got the wrong answer here? Anyone that got the wrong answer?
Yes.
Again, your team. What you were doing, guys? What is the best type? How many questions your team did, Deepa?
15.
15.
Maybe that is the reason you were too quick. What is the best type of communication to opt when dealing with a complex issue? First of all, straightforward. I don't even read the question. I ask you, Prayal, you tell me, when you are dealing with the complex issues. I haven't read the question, only with the last line. The purpose I am telling you is the power of the last line. Prayal, when you have a complex issue in the organization, what do? Do you make it written or do you do verbal? First of all, answer me this thing.
Verbal.
Verbal. So your team member is doing something that is against the company policy, or
No, I mean, if something is complex, I would first try to find out what is the root cause of the issue.
Leave that. Answer. I am not talking about the what is the root cause of issue. The problem
No,
is
if it is against the company policy, it should be written.
written first thing. And even if you talk about finding the root cause analysis or you're doing that root cause, you made a fishbone diagram. That's again, sir, again written.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the
Mhm.
question now. Okay, let's see what we have here. Under a predictive work environment, we are working in a predictive environment, and during planning meeting, the project manager and the development lead team discuss the schedule. So they are discussing the schedule. During their discussion, they discovered that each of them think a set of deliverable is going to be accomplished at a different point in the schedule. Now, one person think that it will be confirmed here, the other says it will be done there. Okay. In the light of this revelation, they decided to update the schedule. Okay. They updated the schedule and shared the information with the rest of the team. What is the best type of communication to opt for when dealing with such complex issue? You are sharing, guys, how you got this one wrong? You are sharing your schedule. It has to be, first of all, never verbal. Your schedule should never be verbal. Not even in Agile, we do the verbal. We have a written, a burn up, burn down chart for the schedule. And how you can make it what was your answer, guys, team? Faryal, what was your answer?
Informal written.
Why informal written? Your schedule is
We-
official. Your schedule is official. It's not something that you take it casually. or you want the team to take your schedule casually. It's a predictive project. Parel, you are working in a hydro project. So in a hydro project, it's a kind of a predictive project. Can you share schedule informal?
No, everything is formal.
So then how can you make it? It's a, their question categorically said this is a predictive project. It's a schedule. We share the schedule formally. No? Okay.
Amer, we thought it would be because it's within a team. We missed the complex as such, but because it's within a team, we thought email. No, that was our justification. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me.
I know. I mean, we thought it's a communication within the team. That is why we got it wrong. We thought it would be an email, like informal written.
Okay. Tell me this thing. If Deepa, you work in an agile project, right? It's kind of a hybrid. Yeah. Even if you share your progress daily, okay. Even if you share, if you want to communicate the schedule within even that team, it has to be formally. Otherwise, your stand-up meeting is kind of a formal verbal meeting. The status now that becomes there can be minutes of meeting related to it. The first thing was the predictive one. In predictive, we don't think about informal. We have to have a strong justification. Okay.
Yeah.
Sudu, I was thinking this, it was your group, it would have made this team unbalanced. What you did, Sudu? Why did not you convince them?
Yes.
Huh? What happened here, brother?
Yes, sir.
I need a better result from your team, yeah. You are among near clearing the exam. I need a better from you. Okay, question number 6. Question number 6. Okay. I did not even answer that. Yes, someone put C already. B is the answer. B is the answer. So already one team has made it wrong. Which team made it? Suhail. Okay. Suhail, which other team made it? Suhail was from. Okay. Suleiman, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Why? What problem we got it here? Okay. Managing a project with a high uncertainty. The project is high uncertain. He opted for rolling wave planning. What is rolling? It's kind of a progressive elaboration. You planned and then you explore it. How is this method useful for Henry's project? How it is useful? It will help him organize members' activity with a large project. No. Okay. It will help him achieve an appropriate level. Like this is the purpose of the progressive elaboration or the rolling wave level. Na? You plan and then you keep on planning it. This is basically rolling wave planning. What you know, and then you keep on planning. It will help determine which activities are more important. No, it has nothing to do with that. It helped sequence, nothing to do with that. There was no other option. So Sulman, what happened here?
Actually, we are thinking about this is used in agile, so prioritize the important task activities.
Yes, let's say it's used in agile, but how we prioritize agile things? What are the parameters to prioritize the agile user story? Tell me the parameter. How do we prioritize? Sulman?
We are having the
how do we prioritize in agile? High value, high risk. Does this talk about high value? Does it talk about
this is a high uncertainty? Yes.
High uncertainty is there, but there's no value in that. Na? That's a project with high uncertainty, which shows it's an agile. The purpose of rolling wave or progressive elaboration is that you plan at a particular level. This is very important for all of you. Whenever you get a question about progressive elaboration or rolling wave planning, the purpose that you plan at high level, and as you get detail, you plan detail. How do we plan in agile? First, we plan at vision level, then at release level, and then iteration level, then daily stand-up. That is rolling wave planning. As we move forward, details come, we get it into details of that. That's basically how we actually plan in the agile. Yes, Suhail, anything you want to add?
Yeah. Here it is written work package, while work package is in a predictive approach, right? It is an agile approach, and it's
It can be
it
hybrid.
should be user story. Yeah.
It can be hybrid. Then how do you know?
But rolling wave is used in hybrid only, right? Not in
No.
predictive.
So it can be hybrid. Na? Hybrid is a combination of predictive and agile. Maybe you used work package into that. Na? You can use work package into that.
So still,
Yeah, you can use work package. Understand this thing. Hybrid is a combination. Someone's mic is unmute. Please mute whoever is having cough. So hybrid can have both things into that, predictive and as well as combination of agile. So we can have plan into that, and it is not necessary that you only plan rolling wave in agile. It can also be predictive. Sometimes, as we plan today, we discuss about the cost, how we estimate cost. First we have, so here rough order of magnitude, then we move forward, we have definite estimates. We discussed that, na? So here,
yes.
what was that? That was rolling wave planning. This can also happen in predictive, that as you move forward, you may have put in the plan, okay, as a detail comes, I'll add that details there. Rolling wave planning normally used in agile, but it can be used there, and this question can be hybrid. Okay. Question number 7. What answers you put there? Put your answer for 7. What was your answer? C. C. Okay. And C is the right answer. Everyone has C, so C is the right answer. Question 8. What was your answer, guys? Put the answer. Question 8. D. Sahil. D. Vivek. Okay. Anyone else? Other teams. There are 5 teams. And only 2 people are putting the answer. Okay. So D is the answer here also. Everyone has the same answer. Okay, question number 9. What was the answer? Question number 9, A. A is the answer. Question number 10. What was the answer? Question number 10, guys, put your answer.
I'm at 9 and 10 for our group.
So why don't your team put in the chat box? D. D. Okay. 10 is D. Okay. I'm looking, guys, this group of, like, let me understand. What type of communication is Bella using? So this is straightforward a type of a communication, and we have push interactive that is directly eliminated. It is not even a type of communication. Bella is managing an e-learning platform. So all e-learning platform like YouTube, these things are full communication. But elimination technique says I need to read it. Her team is following the Scrum method, and every few weeks they release a new features, etc., etc. Taking into the consideration, Bella decided to make the release information accessible to all members. There are new section of the website. So that's a straightforward full communication. So Basit, how can you make it wrong? What was the confusion or mindset here?
So hell, it was a pull or push we have for this one.
No, how it
Oh,
can
it
be
should be pull.
how
It is a pull because someone has to pull the information from the system. Everyone's
yeah,
it is a
yeah.
pull.
100% right, you are saying. So you need to get it done. You need to get it work into that. That is the full communication. Okay. E-learning, I said it in the communication class. E-learning is full communication. So I guess one of the team solved only 10 questions. So we will only do these questions. Okay.
We have solved 16 questions.